Well, it's that time once again. 3 more weeks have passed. Here comes another roster update in MLB The Show. And of course, a huge opportunity for you to make a bunch of stubs. Let me know in the comment section down below. Who do you think is deserving of an upgrade this week? Who's gonna get to Diamond? Leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. Quick forewarning, as always, here are the quick sell values. Roster upgrade investing is a lot more than just a gold to diamond or a silver to gold. Even an 83 to an 84 has a ton of profit potential. And another big thing too, I try to put these roster prediction videos out Mondays or Tuesdays. And obviously, more games happen in the meanwhile. Updates close after the Wednesday games. So there's still chances that some guys do worse or some guys do better and end up deserving an upgrade. And in terms of pitchers, it really gets weird because they only pitch a starting pitcher maybe 3-4 times within an update window. One start can make or break that potential upgrade. So while you're investing on these guys, just make sure to check in on them, especially pitchers, a day or so up until the Friday update. Let's get into it. We have the Baltimore Orioles. They're going to be here for a lot of them. Adley Rutschman, you see he's supercharged for good reason. He went 5 for 5 at the dish. He's been incredible. 279, 256 batting average in ISO against righties since the last update, and he's having a walk rate of 13.5. I'll say at a point, maybe not quite to 90 plus, but he's going to get there for sure the way he's playing. Gunnar Henderson, I'll say also an 89. He's damn close. 367 batting average, 408 ISO against righties. Since the last update, he is kind of flip-flopping. Like one update he's great against right, then it's lefties. But I think he's going to stick at an 89 for right now. Corbin Burns, just 3 walks in his last 20 innings pitched since the last update. His walks per 9 are down this year to 2.17. We'll say he gets like 86. Maybe 87. He's got to strike out more if he's going to want to get up to that 90-plus threshold. Jordan Westburg here. Got a lot of guys hitting there. 366. Batting average 415 ISO against righties since last update. He's hitting 310 with the 250 ISO on the season, which is great, and he's definitely due for an upgrade, but he is slumping against lefties, so I'll say probably 83 is where he's going to stick for now, and if he hits lefties better, I could definitely see him on diamond track. Kyle Bradish, he's hurt, and he got healthy, a star, and now he's hurt again. He's shelved, but he's been shoving. 10.6 K9, 0.8 BB9 with the whip under 0.5. Good God. I'll say probably 83 overall for him right here, but it's going to be a while, and it's up to you if you want to invest right there, given that he's not going to pitch for a while. And then finally, Anthony Santander rounds out for the Birds. He's hitting 287 with 413 ISO, 6 homers against righties since the last update. That's a gold right there. We'll move on to the Boston Red Sox. Start with Tyler O'Neill. He has been having a very good season this year. Hitting 429 with a 476 ISO, 3 homers against lefties since the last update. And he's got a 344 batting average against him on the season. He's treading on blue. I'll say 83 overall for him right now, but he's definitely has the pedigree to get up to diamond. I think he's having an incredible season. Connor Wong, also very underrated season. He's not even in the vicinity of AL catcher all-star votes, but he should be. In general, Red Sox voting outcomes haven't been too high. We'll talk about that a little bit later. 333 ISO against lefties since the last update, and he's walking over 10% as well. I'll say a point, maybe even 2 for him. Right now, potential diamond, we'll see. I don't know. It's tough to say. Cutter Crawford, here's a guy that I think is definitely on the good track to gold and a great investment right here. He's striking them all out. 11.8 K per 9 with a BB9 sub 2. I'll say 79 overall, which is still profit, but definitely has a chance to get up to 80 right here. Jarren Duran. Here's the guy. I mean, he's 19th in outfielders for the American League. He's 9th in WAR in the entire Major League Baseball. He's been so good this year. Should be getting a lot more all-star buzz because he's hitting 366 with a 268 ISO against righties since last update. He's got a 414 batting average against lefties, 251 ISO against righties on the season. He needs a handful of points. I'll say a +4 to a 79 overall with a great chance to get up to gold. Invest now. And then we've got Sedan Rafaelia as well. He's hitting real high, 361 against right, 455 against lefty since last update. Give him the silver medal, baby. He's up to a 75. The New York Yankees. It's been the Aaron Judge show once again. I don't know how he's only a 92. He's insane. Should be a 94, no question. Hitting over 300 on the season against righties at this point. 341 since the last update. He's incredible. 94 overall for sure. Siri, it is your night. He's had a really good upgrade period. 357 average, 357 ISO against lefties since last update, increasing that year-long ISO to 245. He needs some love. A +2 to a 77 overall for him. And hopefully the Rays can start to turn it around a little bit. They're kind of in that cluster in a very competitive American League East. We're looking at the Chicago White Sox, our first new diamond here, Garrett Crochet. The crotch rocket has been good pretty much all season. Very few clunkers of starts. He's diamond easy, 14.7 K9, 2.3 BB9 with a 200 opponent batting average since last update. Hammer it down. He's diamond, and I think he's going to get 86 as well. So there's even more room to grow than just the 3K guaranteed at an 85 overall diamond. The Cleveland Guardians, Emilio Clase. Again, same as always, striking about 9 batters per 9 innings. No hits given up, no walks given up, 88 overall. Just slowly but surely +1 every single roster update. Josh Naylor, he's slapping right-handers, hitting 341 against them. Give him a punta, a +1. Another new diamond, Steven Kwan. He's been so good. I mean, he is truly, we talked about WAR. I think Kwan ranks about number 6, number 7 in all of baseball. Guy hasn't even played 50 fucking games yet. He's turning blue for sure, hitting 464 with the 304 ISO since the last update. He's already got more homers this year in 49 games than he had either in 2023 or in 2022. Guaranteed diamond, and there's still room to invest. Get in now on Mr. Kwan. We're not done yet with these guards. Tanner Bybee, 30 strikeouts in the last 16.1 innings pitched. Insane. 165 BB9 with the whip under 1. He's a gold for sure, and definite room to invest for profit. A gold quick sell, I believe, at 300 stubs. Moving on, Chill Will Brennan hitting 351 with the 297 ISO against righty since the last update. A solid +2 for him as he gets a little bit more platoon heavy. Then finally looking at Hunter Gaddis, one of the great bullpen pieces of the Cleveland Guardians. He's quietly been outstanding this year. 1.5 BB9 with a 169 opponent batting average, 11 strikeouts per 9 since the last update. I think he'll get all the way up to silver, 75 overall for him. Staying in the Central, we're talking about the Detroit Tigers. The Motor City Kitties, Jack Flaherty, continues to have a monster season for them. Quietly, not getting quite the shine that his teammate Tarek Skubal has, but he's getting close. 11.8 K per 9, 2.5 BB9 with a 200 opponent batting average. We'll say 83 overall for now, but definite track to diamond as we continue to go on throughout the season. Tyler Holton, he's been stomping hitters left and right. Lefties and righties, 162 opponent batting average on the season, just 1 hit given up in the past 7 innings pitched, and he's got a walks per 9 at 1.4. Incredible stuff. I think he could get up to gold right here. He costs nothing. It's a great low-risk investment. I think he's for sure at least getting up to a 79 overall. So I love that pick right there. Riley Green, another 76 overall. Should be getting a little bit more all-star buzz than he is right now. He's hitting 359 batting average with the 359 ISO against those righties since the last update. 282, 249 slash on the season, and a 313 ISO against lefties since the last update. Again, we're talking about a guy which pretty much has guaranteed returns. pretty much no risk on it. I think it's a slam dunk. Riley Green is going to get up to I want to say 79 overall as well for him. Those Minnesota Twins. I'm happy to say we're going to be talking about quite a few names here too. Joe Ryan. Not that fucker from Stranger Things, although they do look similar. 157 opponent batting average since the last update with very low walk rate. I think he should get an 84 right here, which is guaranteed stubs. 1.5 is the quick sell, 1,500. So I like that pick. Royce Lewis, of course, is going to be the very captivating, guy of the hour come Friday update time. He has a 500 ISO in 75 plate appearances, 10 homers in 18 games, and he's only striking out 16% of the time while walking 10% of the time. He very well could get up to diamond. He could get an 83. I don't know. I'm going to guess that he only gets 84. I think they might hold him for one more roster update to see if it's for real. But good Lord, I would not be surprised if he does get it all the way. If you have him, keep him. I wouldn't invest thinking that he's a lock to get diamond, though. That's what I would say for Royce Lewis. Moving on down to C4, Carlos Correa. He's kind of on that Bryce Harper path. So many people have said this man is overrated. He's kind of underrated at this point. The player of the week last week in Major League Baseball for the American League. He's hitting .396 against righties since last update. 529, sorry. Wrong integer there. With the 529 ISO with 3 homers against lefties since last update as well. On the season, he's hitting over 300 against both righties and lefties. I think he's a gold, to be honest with you. Again, I think there's room to invest as well, only at 200 stubs right now. I love it. Carlos Santana, gonna be honest, I really did not like you for the first month of the season. I was kind of hoping he'd retire, but damn it, I'm glad that he did not. 326 batting average with a 239 ISO against righties since last update, hitting over 400 against lefties with a 333 ISO. I think he'll get up to a 78 overall. Of course, he's supercharged, so actually, I think you definitely could still make stubs on that ordeal, and I could see him getting up to gold the way he's playing. He's not slowing down. It was really only a bad first month, and he's been scorching hot ever since. Jose Miranda. Kind of sneaky, could be all-star type player. He's been really good for the Twins this year. He's hitting .424 with the 303 ISO against righties since the last update. But I do think he's going to get a bit of a hit against lefties, not hitting him quite as well, but he will get silver here for sure. And finally, Willie Castro, the spark plug. Of course, you guys know him of the 84 overall card he got, which was super popular at the beginning of Season 1. He's in 311 with a 200 ISO against righties. And good God, I mean, he's just 356 batting average against the Southpaws on the season. Silver for sure, maybe a 76. And I do believe that is stubs to be made. Not super high in quantity, but if you buy in high volume, you're going to make good profit. Move on to the Houston Astros. We're talking about Josh Hader. He's cooking hitters. I mean, just like Carlos Santana, got off to a bit of a slow start, but Josh Hader's been excellent ever since, the first 2.5 weeks of the season. He's been the best that he's been in his career. 14 strikeout per 9 on the year. 0 walks in the past 6.2 innings pitched. He's going for the bare minimum. No risk. Absolute stubs to be made. Love that pick right there. Jose Altuve as well. He's 10 for 16 hitting against lefties with the 329 batting average against him now on the season. I think that's pretty damn sure a guarantee upgrade for Jose Altuve. And then we're going to move on down to Ronel Blanco. Altuve's getting the hits. Ronel's not giving them up. 104 opponent batting average since the last update, and just a mere 161 on the season. He's going to get silver for sure. Staying in the AL West, we're talking about the Los Angeles Angels. Going to be a very interesting trade piece. Come the deadline, Carlos Estevez. 5 innings, no hits, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. Wow. What an upgrade period for him. I think you'll get probably a +2 to a 78 overall, which is, again, guaranteed stubs to be made. Typically speaking, the earlier you get in, the more opportunity, the less likely people are going to be in the know about who's getting upgraded that period. So great time to get in. Logan O'Hoppe as well, hitting 371, 314 ISO against those righties since the last update, and on the season, a 286 batting average. So definitely going to get him up to silver for sure. Moving on to the A's, want to give a shout out to Tyler Soderstrom. He's only a 64. I don't know how much stubs, if any, there are to make, but he's having a great season, hitting to an OPS over 800, and he could get a healthy chunk into the high 60s, even a 70 overall for him. Moving on to the Seattle Mariners. This is kind of interesting, kind of weird to talk about because all the pitchers are in the exact same spot. Start with George Kirby. He's got a 181 opponent batting average with a .9 walk per nine. I mean, that's good, but I think STS wants to see more strikeouts. Maybe the 181 opponent batting average gets him there, but he does have a start against Wednesday in Tampa, which I think could definitely be a big determining factor in how his overall changes this Friday. Logan Gilbert, very similar situation. He's got a .4 BB9 with the 152 opponent batting average. 82 overall, I think he is guaranteed to get at least a point here to an 83, maybe 84 as well. Then Brian Wu, he's got a .72 BB9 with a 152 OBA on the season. That, I think, is enough pedigree. Give him gold, damn it, 80 overall for Brian Wu. Moving on to the Texas Rangers. Might be their all-star at this point, Josh Smith. He's got a 314 ISO since the last update, and on the season against lefties, hitting 339. Very quietly having a super type of season for the Rangers, who haven't quite had the season that you'd expect. Of course, Scherzer's back. DeGrom might come back at some point. We'll see where the Rangers are going to fall the rest of the year, but Josh Smith, guarantee, get him up to silver, move on over to the National League. The two newest diamonds from the last update, Chris Sale and Marcell Ozuna, both should get even higher here. 11.8 K9, 169 opponent batting average since last update. He's cutting up hitters. I'll put him 87. 88 overall. Bucket. We know how good Chris Sale is. Marcell Ozuna, everything he's done, it's just like, how the hell does he keep doing it? It's insane. How is he down on an inside edge? Who are they facing? Lance Lynn. Maybe 421. Apparently, it's just. But everybody else, Marcell Ozuna has just been crushing. 324 batting average, 405 ISO, 4 homers against righties. No matter how high his stats go, he's just doing even better in real life. 86 overall for Marcell Ozuna. Raisel Iglesias, I think he could get up to gold here. He's got 10 K per nine with the 1.4 BB9. OBA, opponent batting average under 100. Yeah, he's a gold, damn it. 132 stubs, guaranteed stubs to be made at an 80 overall. I love this pick. Moving on over to the Miami Marlins. You like Jazz? Well, you should, because he can make you some stubs. 389 batting average against lefties since the last update, and 357 average, 321 ISO against right-handers. We'll say 82 overall, maybe 83. They do like Jazz. He was their cover boy last year. They want to make it seem like it was deserved. Moving on over to the Grimace Mets. The New York Mets, been one of the hottest teams in baseball, and got a lot of guys to talk about accordingly. Francisco Lindor, hitting 300 against lefties since last update, 289 on the season, and he's got a 306 ISO against righties with 3 homers. I don't know if he gets all the way back to diamond right here, but I think he gets to 84 for sure, which is at least 300 stubs to be made, which is a great investment. JD Martinez, one of the best offseason pickups, and the guy didn't even play for about the first month. 357 average, 429 ISO against lefties since the last update, and on the year, he's hitting 346 against those same left-handers. 82 overall, could fall in the same Marcell Ozuna path if he keeps this up. You know, we've seen DHs with no fielding stats get up to diamond. It would not surprise me if JD follows suit. Francisco Alvarez, 393 average against righties since last update, 292 on the season. And he's got 269 average against lefties this year as well. So I think he's deserving some contact upgrades. Gold for sure. 81 overall, good stubs to be made. Adam Ottavino, he's got a 12.4 K per nine on the season. 2.5 BB9, so that's getting a little bit better. Should have a stat upgrade there. And he's not giving up many hits. I think he'll get up to gold. Again, good amount of stubs to be made. Sound like a broken record. It's a great time to make stubs, so long as you're still playing MLB The Show. Brandon Nimmo, another guy that's hitting very well for the Mets. 351 average with 270 ISO, 3 homers against righties, and then against lefties, 294 average, also 294 ISO. He's been really, really good. 78, maybe 79 overall for him. Finally, Reed Garrett, the walks are down a bit. The strikeouts are still high. He's not giving up many walks. Say 77, 78 for him. The surprise arm out of that bullpen for them this season. The Philadelphia Phillies, going to be an interesting team here. I think they have the best record at the time of this video right now. And Bryce Harper is going to be one of the best cards in the game because he'll get 90 plus here for sure. It's a lock. He's hitting 297 against righties on the season with 12 homers already. That there should get him up to 90 plus. But if that's not good enough, he's also hitting 298 against lefties. And since last update, he has a 421 average with 526 ISO against lefties, and he's hitting 405 against righties. Good God, he might even get 91. Harper is looking incredible there and could potentially vie for the third MVP. We'll see what Ohtani has to say about it, what Marcel might have to say about it. Alec Bohm, he's the leading vote getter for third base in the All-Star game for good reason. He's hitting 328 versus righties on the season, so that alone should get him some points. And 432 since the last update, even higher. Probably a little bit of a downgrade against lefties. He has been better against righties this season, but I think it'll be a net positive 82, maybe 83 overall for Bohm. And then 70 overall. He's way down there, but Kyle Schwarber. It is June, which means he's arrived. He has 4 homers against righties with a 400 ISO. He's got 2 homers against lefties while hitting 500. And the K rate's cut down 7%, 73 overall for him. Not a big price changer, but Battle Royale could be interesting. CJ Abrams having a very nice season there in the nation's capital, hitting 447 with a 421 ISO, 9 extra bases against those right-handers. Should be a big upgrade for him. And against lefties on the season, hitting over 300. 83 overall for him, which is a lot of stubs to be made if he gets there. I think 1,200 is the quick sell value for that. Lane Thomas, another guy that should get an upgrade. This one, a rarity upgrade into the gold threshold. Hitting 295 with 272 ISO since last update. And against lefties on the season, hitting 316. Going off against them since last update. Easy 80 plus for him. And then also want to give a shout out to DJ Hurst, who's got 13K per 9 to just 2.5 BB9 this season. He's looking excellent there. Moving on over to the Chicago Cubs, Justin Steele. 167 opponent batting average since the last update. A hefty hit per 9 upgrade coming his way, and also gold in his future. The Cincinnati Reds, Hunter Green, having probably his best season on the mound so far in his young career. 11K per 9, 3.5 BB9 with a 150 opponent batting average since last update. 82 overall for him. And then Mr. Supercharged Jamer Candelario, he's been going off. 341 average, 512 ISO with 6 homers since the last update. He's got a 300 ISO on the season. Definite upgrade. Might get as high to a silver, 75 overall for him. Moving on over to the Milwaukee Brewers. We're looking at a relief pitcher. We're looking at Brian Hudson. He's given up 0 walks in his last 8.1 innings pitched with 0.71 opponent batting average. So nobody's getting on base against Brian. 79 overall for him. Not quite gold, but close. Pittsburgh Pirates, Brian Reynolds. He's been over a 200 WRC plus since last update. Hitting 385 batting average with a 385 ISO. 11 extra base hits against righties. But his lefty stats should go down a bit. We'll say 82 overall to compensate. Paul Skeens, get him to gold, honey. He's been incredible. 11.9 K9, 1.6 BB9, and 221 opponent batting average of the season. Easy gold, but you already knew that because Livy told you. David Bednar, he's back to normal after having a bit of a rough beginning to the season. 10.5 K9, 1.5 BB9, 174 opponent batting average, get him up to a 77 overall, start working back up to gold. The St. Louis Cardinals, the case might be down for Sonny Gray, but the ERA is also down. +1, needs more strikeouts, but he's not giving up many hits. 86 overall for Sonny. Move on over to the Los Angeles Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani. Of course, he's only hitting this year, 371 ISO against righties. Like, he's doing stuff offensively that would make you think he doesn't even need to throw a single pitch to be worth that $700 million, especially if you look at the jersey sales that are, being attributed to him. He's insane. He should probably get 95, maybe even a 96 overall. He's been so good for them. Freddie Freeman, I think, is going to get an upgrade here. He's hitting 341 against righties, but he's only hitting 224 against lefties, so I do think it'll be a bit of a balancing act, but overall, he'll end up on top of +1 to a 91, and then join Tyler Glasnow in the 90-plus threshold. Again, we hype up the 90-plus because those cards are typically more expensive because they're more rare to pull. Tyler Glasnow's got a 14K per 9, under 1 BB9, with an opponent batting average of 181 since the last update. I mean, we always know how good, how talented the Giraffe is. Just now he's doing it over a full season with more than 8,000 people in attendance. Easy 90-plus. Glasnow is awesome. Also, Teoscar Hernandez, I think he should get up to diamond right here. He's had a very good season after a couple down ones there. 319 opponent batting average. No, he's not a pitcher. 319 batting average. Whoops. 4 home runs against righties since the last update, and he's always terrorized lefties. 353 average, 471 ISO, easy diamond. I wouldn't say easy, but 84 overall right there is guaranteed stubs at 1,500, and I think he's got what it takes to go all the way because he's been so good for the Dodgers this season as like their number 6 hitter, right? We're going to go down to Alex Vesia. He's been a great lefty reliever out of their pen. The walks have been high this season, but since this last update, they have been down. The opponent batting average just a touch above 100, 78 overall for him. Moving on over to the San Diego Padres. I think Tatis Jr. is going to get that 90 rating right back because he's been very good. A 412 ISO against righties with 4 homers. And if you look on the season, he's hitting 294 against those right-handers. I just think that instantly should get him right back to that 90 overall and start to regain some of the price that he did lose. We're looking at Jurickson Profar, who's been honestly an MVP candidate for sure in all-star list season, really out of nowhere. 357 batting average against lefties on the season. You heard that right. Including 7 of 15 stretch with the 333 ISO. Easy gold for me right here. Jake Cronenworth, he's supercharged. He walked one off the other day. He's hitting 333 against righties since the last update. I think that could be enough to get him up into the gold. Keep an eye on him, what he does the next few days. I don't think it's a guarantee, but he has been having a nice last couple of weeks. Jackson Merrill, of course, a lot of people know he's slugging. He got the POTM Season Awards card, and he's deserving so. 519 ISO against lefties with 4 homers, and against righties, only 3 homers while hitting 441. Incredible stuff. 79 overall for sure. Keep an eye on him. He could get all the way up to diamond later on this year. Finally, to the Bay, Patrick Bailey, talking about him once again. He's had a very quiet, underrated season, hitting 295 against righties, 281 against lefties. That's got to go up 83 overall for Patrick. Quickly taking a look at the 90-plus overalls, I don't think anybody is going to move down. Tarek Skubal did have a rough outing against Atlanta the other day, but his rate stats are all still quite high, and he just got 90-plus. I don't think they're going to move him down from it quite soon, and he doesn't go for that much either. So I don't think there's any risk of your 90-pluses going down this week. And that's going to do her. A lot of yapping, a lot of roster upgrading, and a lot of stubs to be made along the way. Leave a like if you guys did enjoy. Thank you for watching this one.